welcome to another episode of Untold Legends, where we explore the tales found within the universe of video games, movies, comics, and anything in between. Last time on the Mortal Kombat Timeline Lore series, we covered the one-man SWAT team, Curtis Stryker, a combatant that has plenty of fans and plenty of haters alike. From his development as a regular man of the law, thrown into a situation filled with magic and monsters, all the way through his ultimate unfortunate fate as an undead slave to Quan Chi and Shinnok. You may remember my very first Mortal Kombat video in this series was about Kabal. It was brief and it was made way before Mortal Kombat 11 was even released. So that old video is getting retired. It's time for a refresh, bigger and better than before. This time I'll be detailing the stories of three closely aligned combatants, all associated with a new brand of black dragons: the calculating anarchist and opportunistic Kira, the murderous, bloodthirsty martial artist and Street Fighter knockoff Cobra, and the hook sword wielding fast man, the main star of the show, Kabal himself.
Time for a regime change.
Back off, you ungrateful yobbo.
Before we get started, I'd like to introduce my Patreon. If you'd like to help support the channel more directly, there's multiple levels of support available, or for an option right here on YouTube, you can also become a channel member and get access to exclusive badges and emojis for use on live streams. Every dollar helps keep the wheels turning behind the scenes, and I'd like to thank my current patrons and channel members for their continued support. Let's get the show started. Kabal is one of the more unique characters in the Mortal Kombat series, equipped with his own cool mask like many others, but also suffering from horrific wounds. He's also a combatant that has flipped allegiances multiple times, from fighting alongside Earthrealm forces to creating his own brand of evil. But Kabal's final appearance and identity took some time to form. The earliest aspect of his eventual character that was created were his iconic hook swords, originally appearing as weapons for Baraka in his early stages of design for Mortal Kombat 2, which of course were eventually dropped for Baraka's arm blades instead. And the hook swords were also being packaged in as generic weapons for several Mortal Kombat action figures. Here you can see them packaged with Scorpion, who for some reason is wearing a blue mask, bizarre to say the least, and in a set of Mortal Kombat Trilogy figures. Here's Liu Kang and another Scorpion. They really wanted these hook swords to become a thing. During development of Mortal Kombat 3, there was an interest in bringing a combatant to the series that had a disability, and the idea that Kabal's face was disfigured and scarred made it into the final game. But as Mortal Kombat does, they turned the ridiculousness dial to the max. This aspect of Kabal was pushed further over the top, forming the basis for his fatalities. Kabal is so disfigured he quite literally scares his opponents to death. And the tube going into his mask that keeps supplying oxygen gets used to pump air into his opponent's heads, in one of the game's most hilarious fatalities. As many other characters in the series, Kabal was formed from the creator's own love of pop culture and movies. During development, before Kabal had a name, he was nicknamed Sandman, since his overall design was inspired by the Sand People, the Tusken Raiders from Star Wars. The similarities with the face coverings are obvious, to say the least, and much like Darth Vader, Kabal also wears a respirator device over his mouth, part of his mask that allows him to breathe. And Kabal's round eye lenses were inspired by the aviator goggles of 1940s pilots. And since The Flash was one of co-creator Ed Boon's favorite comic book characters, Kabal was given super speed powers. His weapon of choice was originally going to be wrist-mounted buzzsaw blades, a tool that did make it into his overall special moves list, but his primary weapon became the hook swords, finally finding a solid home with the character. And just like that, Kabal was born, making his debut appearance in Mortal Kombat 3. Over the years, Kabal has become popular among fans due to his unique look and skill set, but oddly enough, he is one of the characters least featured in merchandise, really only appearing in a 2012 minifigure line. It also could have to do with the fact that the creative team was never really happy with the character's design, much like Stryker. In a 2012 interview, co-creator John Tobias stated, "If I can go back and redo Kabal and Stryker, I would. I don't know if I'd design them differently or just come up with new characters." Kabal might not have had merchandise of his own in the early days, but that didn't stop him from making appearances throughout the series multiple times. Outside the traditional fighting games, he dodged a bullet when he was planned to appear as a boss in Mortal Kombat Special Forces, but he was ultimately cut from the game when development on the title became a mess, and his pre-scarred appearance was reused for Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. Probably his most bizarre appearance, complete with sideburns and a voice that sounds like Elvis. I cannot watch the scene without laughing. It's awful.
My thanks, warriors.
We are here to stop Shang Tsung. Will you help us?
I'm sorry, I can't. My clan needs me, and they must know that we have been betrayed by one of our own. But know that I too am opposed to Shang Tsung and everything that is wrong in this place. Know that the enemy of your enemy is your friend. Thank you.
Outside the video games, he also appeared in the 11th episode of Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm, the animated series, an episode titled Amends. He rescues Sonya Blade from an incoming attack and then reveals his face, much to her shock.
But who are you?
No, stay where you are.
Look, pal, you saved my life back there, and now I want to know who you are, so cut the hide and seek.
Stop! You see why I prefer to remain hidden. We've met before, Sonya Blade.
And live action wise, Kabal didn't have much luck. In an early draft of the Mortal Kombat Annihilation script, he was set to lead a prisoner rebellion against Shao Kahn's forces, along with Stryker, but ended up simply being killed off screen.
What is your report?
2 of Earth's best warriors have already been taken. Kabal and Stryker.
But what's Kabal's role in the video game series, and is he considered one of the heroes or villains? Well, he's a little bit of both. The man known as Kabal started out as a loyal member of Kano's Black Dragon clan, a group of honorless mercenaries involved in multiple illegal activities. During the events of Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 and Trilogy, Shao Kahn invaded Earthrealm after his loss to Liu Kang in Outworld, and Kabal witnessed countless souls being absorbed for Shao Kahn. But he was unharmed due to being one of Raiden's chosen warriors, combatants destined to defend Earthrealm. Kabal was discovered by Shao Kahn's extermination squads and hunted down. He escaped with his life, but barely. In the encounter, he was left horribly scarred, and his windpipe was slit, requiring a special mask and a respirator to stay alive. His close brush with death left him a changed man. Kabal left his life of crime behind and vowed to fight for Earthrealm. In his non-canon Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 and Trilogy ending, Kabal swore revenge against his attackers and challenged and defeated both Motaro and Shao Kahn. And after Kahn's defeat, Kabal devoted the rest of his life to fight injustice, giving criminals everywhere someone to fear. In the canon version of events, Liu Kang defeated Shao Kahn again, and Kabal fought alongside Earthrealm's warriors to push back the invasion. But after these events, Kabal's life would change even further. As an ex-Black Dragon, he was a target of the Black Dragon's rival clan, the Red Dragons, and one of the Red Dragon clan's leaders, Mavado, was seeking to wipe out the Black Dragons. He tracked Kabal down and attacked him before the events of Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Kabal was wounded, left for dead, and Mavado took his hook swords as trophies. At the brink of death, a cleric from the Chaos Realm known as Havoc found Kabal and restored him in the Chaos Realm. Havoc's only goal was to spread chaos and anarchy everywhere, and he instructed Kabal to reform the Black Dragon clan as a force of destruction and anarchy. By this time, the Black Dragon was mostly disbanded, with Kano believed to be dead and following his own self-interest, and Kabal agreed to Havoc's request. He believed that fighting for justice had made him weak, and he would never allow his loss to Mavado to be repeated again. Fully recovered, Kabal hunted Mavado and ambushed him, beating him severely, and he retrieved his hook swords. From there, he began his quest to rebuild the Black Dragon and recruited his first member, a young woman named Kira. Originally, Kira worked in the illegal weapons black market and hid away in the mountains of Afghanistan, disguising herself as a man and selling weapons to terrorists for profit. But the terrorists discovered that she was a woman and they attempted to kill her. Kira killed her attackers and emerged from the cave alone, and the figure of Kabal appeared before her. Kabal was impressed and believed that any woman that could survive under those circumstances had a place with the new Black Dragon. He offered her a place in the clan and promised that they would together make it a more ruthless, calculating organization. And Kira simply wished for the downfall of a civilization. Kabal's second recruit was a man known as Kobra. A combatant seen as a ripoff of Ken Masters from the Street Fighter series, for obvious reasons. And actually, Ken Masters was also the placeholder name used during development, due to his overall resemblance to the character. Before being recruited by Kabal, Kobra trained for years in a martial arts school in New York, but he could never test his skills to their limits. How would he know if a move would rupture someone's organs if he never had the opportunity to actually do it? Kobra obsessed with testing his power, and he began prowling the city's back alleys at night looking for trouble. He started fights with street gangs and drug dealers, mercilessly killing them, and justifying his actions by cleaning up the streets. But in reality, he simply enjoyed the combat and the bloodlust. His love of violence began consuming him, and he went from murdering criminals to becoming one, robbing convenience stores and gas stations, until the police finally got him. While he was handcuffed in a police car, he heard gunshots and shouting outside. Kabal and Kira had been watching him and rescued him from his arrest, recruiting him as the second member of Kabal's Black Dragons, providing Kobra with an outlet to fulfill his bloodlust. Kabal, Kira, and Kobra traveled back to the Chaos Realm to consult with Havoc. While Kabal was recruiting them, the Dragon King, the previous Emperor of Outworld, was resurrected, and seeking to conquer the realms with his immortal army. Raiden and Earthrealm's warriors fought against him, but Kabal had no interest in the conflict besides his own desires. He saw the Dragon King's resurrection as a way to test his new recruits against the combatants and ensure that they were worthy of the Black Dragon name. During the events of Mortal Kombat Deception, in Kira's non-canon ending, Kabal forces his two new recruits to fight each other, and Kira proves her prowess in battle.
Once they had defeated the enemies of Havoc, Kabal complimented Kobra and Kira on their ferocity in battle. Their true test, however, was to face each other, to decide which of them was worthy of the new Black Dragon clan. Neither refused the challenge. Kobra fought with ferocity, but his lack of discipline allowed Kira to control the battle, easily manipulating Kobra into exposing himself to her attacks. She defeated him and proved her worth to Kabal, who gave her the honor of finding two more recruits to pit against each other in Mortal Kombat.
In Kobra's non-canon ending, the trio sees Raiden's forces assaulting the Dragon King, and await their chance to attack and kill the winners of the battle.
Kabal brought his new recruits to Outworld, where a siege was underway against the Dragon King. Kobra grew impatient. He wanted to join the fray, but Kabal held him back. They were not to attack until the heroes had won. Once the Dragon King had been defeated, Kabal gave the order to strike the victors. The new Black Dragon tore through their ranks and left no survivors. Kobra came to realize that he was going to like being a Black Dragon.
During Kabal's non-canon ending, Kabal turns against Havoc after discovering the secret of Onaga's immortal army.
Havoc had given Kabal's new Black Dragon recruits a task: lure the heroes away from the Dragon King's corpse while he somehow retrieved the heart, and with it, Onaga's power to raise the dead. Apparently, Onaga's ancient army had only been invincible by means of constant resurrection during battles. The power to raise the dead would prove quite useful to the Black Dragon clan. Kabal slew Havoc and took the Dragon King's heart for himself. Havoc was most impressed.
In the canon version of events, the warrior Shijinko defeats Onaga, and the Black Dragons fail to attack Earthrealm's warriors. Shortly after, during the events of Mortal Kombat Armageddon's Conquest mode, the half-god Taven is awakened and sent on a quest to defeat the elemental Blaze. During his quest, he travels to Earthrealm and discovers a Black Dragon base in the Botan jungle, where Kira and Kobra were protecting a bridge near an ancient temple.
Who are you?
I'm Kobra. No one crosses this bridge. No one.
We shall see.
Kobra, I just got the signal from Kabal. The ambush has begun.
If you're not a member of the Black Dragon clan, I'm gonna have to finish you.
Kira escaped to regroup with Kabal, and Taven was assaulted by Black Dragon mercenaries. Although they were large in number, Taven's strength was far greater, and he fought them off successfully, meeting their leader.
You fight well. I don't know who you are, but there is always room in the Black Dragon clan for another ruthless warrior.
I have no intention of joining you and your thugs.
You will regret your decision. Fight!
Taven wins. Strange-looking warrior. At least I won't have to deal with his clan any longer. Looks like I've finally arrived at my father's temple. I didn't know he had one here in Earthrealm. I'm sure he'll explain everything once I locate him in the main chamber.
Kabal and Kobra were defeated, and Kira escaped as Armageddon was approaching. The realms were falling out of balance due to constant combat, and the end of everything was approaching. But if Blaze could be defeated, his reality-altering powers could be absorbed, and the realms could be saved. In the final battle of Armageddon, the forces of darkness and forces of light battled for the opportunity to confront and destroy Blaze. Kabal, Kira, and Kobra joined the forces of darkness, and saw the powers of Blaze as an opportunity for the Black Dragon clan to become an ultimate force of destruction. And both sides clashed in a massive brawl. In his non-canon Mortal Kombat Armageddon ending, Kabal received upgraded hook swords and challenged Mavado to one final battle.
The heat of Blaze wrapped itself around Kabal's hook swords and transformed them into fiery blades of vengeance. Crossing them above his head, Kabal challenged Mavado atop the pyramid, seeking to end their rivalry once and for all. In an epic hook-sword battle, Mavado could not withstand the fury of Kabal and his enhanced weapons. Never one to admit defeat, Mavado took his own life by performing harakiri. Standing atop the pyramid, Kabal raised Mavado's severed head high so all would know of the Black Dragon clan's superiority.
In Kira's non-canon Armageddon ending, she received divine power, and a brief moment of weakness left her open to betrayal.
Kira defeated Blaze and attained divine power. But in the battle, Kobra had been slain. Kira channeled her newfound energy into Kobra's body, slowly returning him to life. As Kobra regained consciousness, he reveled in the surge of godlike power and prevented Kira from severing their bond. Kobra devoured her life force and stole the prize, becoming immortal. He felt no shame in his betrayal. Kira was weak. She should have left him dead. That is the Black Dragon way.
As far as Kobra's non-canon Armageddon ending, he shared his power with Kira, and he felt the sting of betrayal.
Because of his victory over Blaze, Kobra's strength was increased 1,000-fold. Emboldened, he demanded the Elder Gods declare him Lord of the Realms. They assented, but added that no lord should be without his lady. Kobra chose Kira to rule at his side, and the Elder Gods transformed her into a goddess of death. With a kiss, Kira extinguished Kobra's life force and reduced his body to dust. Let all who would make demands of the Elder Gods beware.
In the canon version of events, all three Black Dragons were killed during the final battle. Stryker grabbed Kabal, flung him down towards Kira, knocking them both off the pyramid, and Kobra slipped and fell on Baraicho's vomit attack. Kabal eventually lay dead at the steps of the pyramid, and Shao Kahn was victorious against Blaze, granting him the ultimate power to change reality as he saw fit. But before he could accomplish his goal, Raiden sent a message back in time to his younger self. In an effort to stop Shao Kahn from rising to power, he reset the timeline back to the original tournament, creating an altered version of history. In this new timeline, Kabal's role was slightly altered. He was still an ex-Black Dragon, but reformed and left the clan before Shao Kahn's invasion. In this timeline, he was a New York City police officer and Stryker's partner. They both witnessed the Outworld invasion of Earthrealm together and attempted to fend off Shao Kahn's generals.
Kabal, call it in.
Base, Eagle 2, we count 18. 1-8 bogey, southbound on Olympic.
Roger that.
Eagle 2, out.
This is not happening.
Not what I was thinking when I swore to protect and serve.
What is that?
I'm thinking shoot first, ask questions later.
Fine with me. Pistols!
Instead of being the victim of an attack by extermination squads, Kintaro set him ablaze, causing severe burns all over his body.
We're going street level. We've been compromised.
It ain't safe down there.
Better there than here.
Striker, check her out. What do you think? Friend or foe?
Foe.
Dressed like that?
Definitely foe. Johnny Cage fighting a giant monster? What is this, Time Smashers?
That guy just shot lightning from his hands. How'd he do that?
No idea. Spread out. Give him multiple targets. Kabal! Base! Eagle 2!
No Eagle 2.
Need medevac. Current position. Kabal is down. 3rd degree burns.
Medevac unit routing to you.
What the?
Say again? Eagle 2, report.
After fighting off Ermac, Stryker returned to get medical attention for his friend, but his body was gone. During the attack, Kano found the injured Kabal. Using Black Dragon technology and some of Shang Tsung's magic, Kabal survived, but was doomed to wear his mask in order to breathe. In his eyes, he had become a monster.
Kano. In the flesh. I was on fire. Burned to a crisp you were. Good thing I found you. I'm hideous. Shang Tsung's magic healed the rest of you, but your lungs... Take it off. Can't. It's permanent. What? No mask, no breathing. Go on, give him a whirl. I don't use those anymore. Yeah, you're all proper police now.
Kano urged Kabal to come back to the Black Dragon, but Kabal had no interest in returning to his old ways. Shao Kahn had invaded Earthrealm and Kano helped him. It was partially his fault. Kabal had suffered the injuries that he did. Kabal demanded to face Shao Kahn and used Kano to get as close to him as he could.
What is this?
Raiden has killed Motaro.
That's him, on the throne. You're a right genius, you are. See there? I'm thinking he's a bit much. I can take him.
No one attacks the Emperor!
In his non-canon Mortal Kombat 9 ending, Kabal successfully defeated Shao Kahn and became the ultimate weapon crafted by Black Dragon technology.
Victory over Shao Kahn came with a heavy price. Kabal's respirator was badly damaged, and if it was not repaired soon, he would surely die. Desperate, he tracked down Kano and forced from him the identity of the cyberneticist who developed Kano's eye laser. The good doctor was not easy to find, but he was more than eager to help, for a price. Now Kabal is rebuilt. He is better than he was before. Stronger, faster. He will need to be in order to repay his debt.
In the canon version of events, he realized he was over his head challenging Shao Kahn. The Emperor had plenty of protection, and Kabal escaped, realizing that his enhancements left him with super speed.
This speed's incredible. Guess it's a side effect of the outworld magic.
You are not authorized for portal use.
Yeah. Says who?
Sub-Zero. It is LK520.
You say that like it means something.
As soon as he returned to Earthrealm, he was attacked by a cyberized and reprogrammed Sub-Zero and Shiva. Thanks to his newfound super speed, he was able to fend them off until help arrived in the form of Raiden and Smoke.
Starting to feel like the old days, only faster.
Sub-Zero!
You have great power indeed, Kabal.
Wait, you're the lightning guy. You helped Stryker. Stryker, is he...
He is safe. He has joined us in the fight against Shao Kahn. We would welcome your aid also.
Raiden recruited Kabal into the ranks of Earthrealm's warriors, reuniting him with Stryker, and Sub-Zero was taken to be freed from his programming. At this point, history would be irrevocably changed. Shao Kahn's wife and Kitana's mother, Sindel, was resurrected and powered by Shang Tsung's many souls. She was an unstoppable force and aided by the Cyber Lin Kuei in a surprise ambush. Kabal was one of the many combatants that attacked her and paid with his life. In this new timeline, Kano was never left for dead by Sonya Blade during the invasion, so he continued leading the Black Dragon clan. And with Kabal's death, he never formed the new Black Dragons, and never had a chance to recruit Kira and Cobra, but they did still exist in this new universe, likely recruited by Kano at some point based on in-game dialogue. In Mortal Kombat X, during in-game dialogue between Kano and Aaron Black mentions a Black Dragon named Cobra that he killed.
You know the Black Dragon.
Killed one. Cobra, I think.
Another reason to gotcha.
It's also implied that although Cobra died, Kira was still around. She's mentioned in a Mortal Kombat 11 Tower Challenge as having put the finishing touches on a Black Dragon laser system. And during a Mortal Kombat X interaction between Kung Lao and Kano, Kung Lao mistakenly refers to Kano as Kira.
Kira. Kano, you bloody prig.
Whatever.
As far as Kabal's fate after dying, he was resurrected as a Netherrealm Revenant, an undead slave of Quan Chi and the Elder God of Death Shinnok, now unquestionably loyal to his new masters alongside the other combatants killed during the battle at Sindel. Now Shinnok and Quan Chi had their own little army of warriors, and Raiden was forced to defeat Shao Kahn alone. With Shao Kahn out of the way, Shinnok began his own invasion of the realms during the events of Mortal Kombat X, and Kabal was one of the Revenants standing against Raiden and Fujin.
The mighty gods of Earthrealm.
You befoul these hallowed grounds, Quan Chi. Begone!
Surely you are pleased to see your friends. You abandoned them to their deaths. I returned them to life.
A life worse than death.
One you will soon share, and my lord himself shall witness your fall.
The legacy of life is death, Raiden. My followers accept this and live on. They fight for me.
Eventually, Johnny Cage was successful in helping Raiden trap Shinnok back in his amulet, and Quan Chi and his Revenants retreated back into the Netherrealm to plan Shinnok's return. After this, Quan Chi became Special Forces target number 1, and years later, a strike team led by Kenshi and Jax traveled into the Netherrealm to find him. Kabal and the other Revenants defended Quan Chi as he made his escape, Kabal attacking with his hook swords. He was last seen fighting Kenshi, and the Revenants failed to protect Quan Chi. Jax successfully brought him in. The Special Forces took the sorcerer into custody, and ultimately was decapitated by Hanzo Asashi for the murder of his family. With Quan Chi's death, Shinnok was released from his amulet prison, and began corrupting Earthrealm's life force, the Jinsei, in order to leave Earthrealm a barren, dead wasteland, and he was stopped by Johnny Cage's daughter Cassie, saving all the realms from Shinnok's wrath. Kabal returned to the Netherrealm without a master, and the Revenant Liu Kang took over leadership. During the events of Mortal Kombat 11, Shinnok's mother Kronika, a titan in charge of the flow of time, decided to create a new timeline and plotted to create one without Raiden interfering with her plans. If Raiden and Liu Kang were to ever reunite, they would be too big a danger for her. Before she began enacting her plan, Earthrealm Special Forces invaded the Netherrealm in a preemptive strike, in an attempt to stop the Revenant Liu Kang before he could attack, and Kabal was inside Shinnok's Bone Temple defending his new master.
That burn victim's Kabal? Wasn't he Kano's goon back in the day?
Don't let the scars fool you. He's fast. Take out him and Jade. I'll go downstairs and set the C4.
Roger that.
You're a dead ringer for your mother.
I'll kick your ass on her behalf, Kabal. You lose as fast as you run.
Cassie Cage defeated Kabal, and the mission was successful. Special Forces destroyed the Bone Temple at the cost of Sonja Blade's life. But Kronika recruited the Revenants Liu Kang and Kitana, promising them a place in her future timeline, and she began her work. And as a side effect, past and present began merging. The future Revenant version of Kabal continued working for Liu Kang, and a younger Kabal was pulled from the timeline as an ally to Kano and Kronika. This version of Kabal was a Kabal during his days as a Black Dragon, before reforming into law enforcement before his injuries occurred. Kronika sent Kano and the Cyberlin Quay to attack the Special Forces base, and Kabal assisted the younger past Kano in his escape before destroying the base.
Kabal, go get my lesser half. And the base? Take it care of.
In his non-canon Mortal Kombat 11 ending, Kabal defeated Kronika and absorbed her powers, but instead decided to leave them behind and live a normal life with the Netherrealm demon Serena.
Shit sounds cool, right? The power to control time, immortality, destiny. Well, let me tell you, this job sucks. There's no pay, no weekends, and your shift lasts forever. The only smart play is to turn back time and give it back to Kronika. Bet your ass she's grateful, too. I didn't ask her for much. Just a chance to take out anyone who's ever tried to burn me. Black Dragon was always more of a gig than a brotherhood anyway. Now I get to live large, enjoying the simple life of a well-to-do family man. And if Shao Kahn or Shinnok ever come knocking, my family and I'll take them down. Just like I took down Shinnok's mom.
In the canon version of events, Kabal never faced Kronika. He remained as a loyal Black Dragon and was manipulated by Kano to fight the past Sonja Blade for entertainment purposes, convincing him falsely that she was responsible for his future injuries.
So Sonja's the skank who burns me?
She more than burns you, Kabal. She goes black ops on your ass. Shocks, knives, the bloody works. Patched you back together myself. Well, most of you. She's dead.
Miss Law and Order really does that to him?
Nah. But now he's motivated.
Hope you're ready for some preemptive vengeance.
What the hell are you talking about, Kabal?
You, torturing me to get dirt on the Black Dragon.
Don't believe every rumor you hear. I'm done entertaining you clowns.
The Revenant Kabal reappeared again when Jackie Briggs and the younger version of her father Jax went to Shang Tsung's island looking for Kronika's crown, a device she needed to operate her time-controlling hourglass, and Kabal was one of her thugs protecting it.
Multiple contacts.
How many?
2, but one of them circling us real fast.
someone here.
Give me 10 seconds with this guy.
Jax Braves. We were partners under Quan Chi's command. You'll join me again.
Got the wrong Jax. Times are changing, Kabal.
He failed to protect the crown, and in time Kronika was defeated by Fire God Liu Kang, a new being created when Raiden merged his own godhood with Revenant Liu Kang and past Liu Kang. He was now in control of her hourglass and was attempting to fix history from the dawn of time. But during the conflict, her crown was destroyed. Shang Tsung, Nightwolf, and Fujin appeared out of a void, and Shang Tsung explained that without the crown, time simply could not be fixed. Secretly, Shang Tsung had his own plans behind the scenes, but he spoke the truth about the crown being needed. Under Liu Kang's orders, the group was sent back into the timeline to retrieve Kronika's crown from Shang Tsung's island before Jax and Jackie arrived, and Kabal made his final appearance, this time having to face Fujin instead of Jax.
You may run like the wind, Kabal, but I command it. You should have devised a better plan.
There's more to come. Too slow. I expected better, Fujin.
Now do I meet your expectations?
Kabal was defeated again, and in the end, a new era was crafted, concluding the current history of Kabal, Kira, and Cobra. In this new era, will Kira and Cobra have another chance at proving themselves, and will Kabal escape his destiny that was constantly pushing him back towards evil? Only time will tell.
Like hell I'm one of your subjects.
Yet you will be, Kabal.
Since you made it to the end of this video, I assume you enjoyed it, so why don't you go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any new content. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, links in the description below, and if you'd like to support the channel, you can join my Patreon or become a channel member. This is Fabian, I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.